Good morning. Welcome back to our wonderful beer monastery. I hope you're having a great day. It's Abbey, and apparently you guys want to see some more. So let's explore this game a little bit more. And as long as you guys stay interested, I'll keep providing. So we have a discount on furniture right now, and I think that's the perfect time to buy more furniture. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Get some more furniture there. I think probably we'll want to move this to be in a spot where it is not going to be in the way for additional furniture. So let's do that. Then down here, these barrels do count as furniture, so we're getting a discount there, 130. Let's go ahead and add another barrel, and then I think probably even a bigger cellar would be nice. So we're gonna get another cellar. All right, so we're gonna go nuts on furniture right now because it's cheaper, right? So let's get that, like that. More beds in this room. We can't really do anything yet, but this is our research room and stuff. What are you? Oh, you're just drunk. I get it. I want to get the candelabra. This thing's really great because it provides a lot of light, and I don't need these tiny candles as much anymore. So I can get this candelabra, for example, and place it there. Lots of light in that room now. That room is 94% lit. Very nice. So if I place this, right now this room is 74% lit. If I place a candelabra in there, it's now 94% lit. I like that. Let's come over to here. Get another one in the middle of that room, and another one in the middle of that room, and another one even in the middle of these rooms. We'll provide light in the cellars, which is again, it's just great to have more light in each room. It's gonna make everybody happier when they're down here to grab beer and hanging out down here. Now they at least have additional light while they do. All right, we're gonna add more barrels because I'm getting them discounted. That's a lot of money that I just spent, but you know what? I'm taking advantage of that discount. So there it is, a whole bunch of barrels in our cellar. Now, we need to have more brew going. We need to be constantly making more because it is how we make money. So we want to be constantly making more beer, and I didn't do it yesterday because I was too distracted. That's just how it goes. We can get some more help around here as well. It does take some money, but I think his intelligence is pretty good. Amadeus, I like you. Let's get you in here. It's going to cost me 10 gold a day just to keep you going. But you know what? That's fine. As long as Benedictus gets up and finishes the recipe. Hey, man. This is the problem with letting them drink stuff is like they drink too much sometimes. And that's what happens. And then the bishop has to come out and give me a task that says, hey, keep your guys sober for 3 months. While you keep them sober for 3 months while having beer in the barrels. All right, that's the trick. Now, one thing I wish I could do is I wish I could brew 2 at a time. It won't let me do that. I also have no ability to build another brewery. Perhaps that's something that happens later on when I upgrade my monastery, but for now, I don't have the ability to do that. So we can only do 1 at a time every time. But I can store the stuff in the cellar or I can sell it. I think I want to sell this. I'm going to sell this one. And then we're going to have, I think our new guy is going to try the terrible. Yeah, +5. I like it. Our new guy can try the terrible and see how he does. And then we gotta clean the rooms too. Now, thankfully, this version of the game lets me just click every room and it seemingly cleans them all at the same time. In previous versions of the game, you could only click a room and then there was a cooldown on the tool. Then you can click another room, and then there's a cooldown on the tool. Now I can just hit them all, and I like that better. I'm not a big fan. I've seen comments about this already. I am not a fan of the micromanaging of lights in the game and having to do that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not really a fan of the cleaning tool either, to be honest. But it's one of those things where it gives the player something like busy work to do. I don't think it's meaningful busy work. What I would rather have is hiring a cleaning person to go around to each room and clean. And then as the monastery gets bigger, you need to hire more cleaning people. I would rather have that. But it's a choice, right? They've made a choice, and we're going to display it. Here we go. Light ale for the Grand Market at Hopfendorf. They're going to give me... it's not a lot. See, I feel like I can get more from this for this ale just on the market. But this is a 1 quality. They don't even need anything. I can get more than this. Like, I can sell it for 2 gold each. So if they're not willing to give me this, I just don't care. So, like, I'm going to go with 202. It's a difficult. And they're not going to go with it. But that's fine, because I'm able to get more than that on the public market. So I think I'll pass on that. At least I think I could. Maybe I misread it, like the quantity of it. Oh, you know what? I probably did misread it because I think they wanted less than 100, right? They were looking for like 70. So that might actually math out to be better than I thought it was, but it's okay. It's fine. So this is 26 for 10 liters, right? And I think we'll go ahead and sell that one too. I'd like to make a beer that I can get some traits with. So I'm going to go with here. I was going to do this with old ale. So I think we'll do this with old ale. So with old ale, what we want to do on this is we want to add one of each ingredient. It needs to have all these ingredients. But then what I'm going to do is I'm creating like this custom recipe, which might work, it might not. You know, that's the experimentation of it, right? What I'm looking for is something really strong. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of pale malt in there. It's going to be very expensive to make, but I'm putting a whole bunch of pale malt in there. Now, the cool thing about this recipe is it's all one ingredient. So it's very simple and it's very strong, but the strength is way up in the red. Okay. And this is where it's like, you know, you got to bring the strength down, right? Well, you don't have to. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to say, Ira here, we're going to have you try this. And I'm going to call this one, the dragon. This is dragon. The dragon. Sure. So the dragon's very strong, right? It's an old ale, but it's very strong. We're going to come up with a recipe called the dragon. And then we're going to have somebody brew it, hopefully at high quality. It's going to have a lot of strength to it. Oh, hang on. A batch of the terrible has been delivered to Hoffendorf, but bandits stole 7 liters of the terrible destined. So the bandits have stolen stuff. Yes, there are bandits in this game too. Now, luckily, the bandits are an actual interactable character in this game, and we can talk to them. For example, hi. Ah, your maltiness. I've been eager to meet you. The tales of your blessed ales have traveled far, but like St. Thomas, I must taste to believe. This is not the bandit I thought it was. It's not. I handle the sale licenses of the settlements under my care. And while I'm not greedy, I do believe ale is the noblest currency for a favor exchange. Understood. So this is Malsdorf. This is the next town over. We're going to unlock doing that. To get a license to sell in Malsdorf, I need to provide both of these, right? He has very specific requests. For example, a blonde ale with 10 plus quality, but it needs the virtue for strength to be exactly 3. And I have to use brown malt in it. And he'll pay me this much for it. So that's a pretty good price too. Then there's a light ale. Again, the quality has to be above 10, but the flavor must be exactly 3, and I have to use Groot. So we need new recipes for these things, right? We need to create something that works for that specification. So let's come over here, create a new recipe. I need a blonde ale, and the requirements for that was strength needs to be 3. Blonde ale, strength 3, brown malt. Okay, so notice how the blonde ale does not use brown malt, but he wants it to. So we're going to want to take the brown malt. Oh, hang on. Am I reading this correctly? No, I'm not. I'm reading this correctly. Blonde ale, brown malt. Yeah, blonde ale, brown malt. Blonde ale. Oh, I need creative pairings. I don't have the research to do this. Okay, so let's come back out, and we need the research. You have 114 research points. We probably should use them. Creative pairings is here. This allows me to use ingredients outside of the typical style for it. We're going to go ahead and grab that. And then also, let's say, why don't we get bonus for rooms of the same type are built side by side. I don't have a need for that yet. Quickly repeat the brew already done before. I like that. I'm hoping to get access to these, though. So I think I need some more research here to do that. Let's get the sales prediction on the market. That's 55 points. Yikes. I can afford it, but yikes. All right, we'll get this one too. All right, so now I can do the creative pairing. So we'll come back over here. Blonde ale. And he wants brown malt as well. Okay. Now we need to make sure the strength is a 3. We ideally want everything else green. but the strength needs to be 3 exact. So let's up it with a pale malt, and we can also do it one more time. It looks like that's actually going to work if I just hit pale malt over and over again. It does bring this into the yellow. Let me see if I can maybe just take one of the pale malts away. Add more brown? No. The only way to bring the pale malt up is... the only way to bring strength up is to use pale malt. I can't bring it down. I need to be able to bring the other one down too, which I can't do. Okay, well, the pale malt is just going to have one speck in the yellow. Because he wants brown, it's adding that extra flavor. That's what he wants. And his name is what? This is Malsdorf. I'm going to actually just call these beers. I'm going to have the name for these beers like be inspired by the town he's coming from. So, Amadeus, actually, I think your productivity is higher. So, I'm going to have you do this. And I'm going to call this one the Malsdorf Blonde. It's not very creative, I know, but there it is, Malsdorf Blonde. That fits all the requirements that he wants. So we're going to go ahead and have that happen. Let's clean these rooms again. See what I'm saying? Like, it's not meaningful busy work. I just click the rooms and be on my way, but it's fine. Hi, Bishop. Your maltiness. Should we keep them clear-headed? The brewers, of course. Ensure your fermentines stay sober for the time I've specified while keeping ale in the cellar. Yes, okay, so this is the thing. Now, he's going to give me 38 florins, which isn't a lot. +2 fame is nice. And the working speed to all fermentines goes up by 20% for 30 days, which is nice, too. I need to keep them sober for 14 days. I accept. Now, we're going to disable access to this. You can no longer have the terrible, okay? You can't do it anymore. Now, we have this new brew called the Dragon, and I wanted to brew this. So let's have Ionis here. I'm going to have you try the Dragon. I'm going to do 100 units of this. And this is the one that's really strong, right? We went way over on the strength. It's way in the red, right? But I wanted to show you something you can do in the game that's not necessarily told to you. It will be told to you if you follow the tutorial and you have that on, and like eventually it gets to it. But you'll see it in the game manual if you're not playing with a tutorial. Maybe you're using my series as a tutorial, and that's great. I'm humbled, but I'm going to show you this and how you can do this too. All right, so this is a order for Hopfendorf. They want 30 liters of light ale. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you light ale? You are blonde. Okay, I need to brew it then. I thought maybe I could just give you the terrible. Yeah, so this is 30 liters for 63. So, I mean, that's not a great price. But if I was to go to, like, say to 80, maybe 85, that'd be a great price. Let's go 80. No, they're still not going to like that. It's fine. I'm okay with not getting these deals if the price isn't, like, I'm okay with it. As long as this isn't going to expire too soon. But even then, if I want to sell it in town, I can get to 2.3 gold per drink anyway. You know, like that's what they were offering me. I can get this just here. I don't need the deal for that. So I'm not really missing out on any profit there. Okay. Now this, I think, is the bandit. Maybe. Ah, there he is. The bandit boss. Greetings, my robed friend. Or should I say robbed friend? Yeah. I come representing a group of low-profile individuals. You could say that we're purveyors of services for both the borough and suburb. We witnessed your arrival and, as luck would have it, know what you've been brewing. We can guarantee the safe passage of supplies and ale moving back and forth between nearby towns. For a small donation of coin, or ale, that is. What say you? So basically bribe. If I bribe him, then the bandits will leave me alone, basically. I have 616 golds, or florins, so if I give him like 60 as a bribe, that'll bump him up. The bandits have temporarily loaned me 2 extra laymen as well, because our standing is good. We can also pay him an ale after I research your ale or your life. If I research that, then I can pay them an ale. This is more effective than paying them here. So you get a good bonus, and it stays. It goes down slower. Basically, the interval in which you have to bribe them is increased. So we would like to. I would like to pay him in brew instead. It's cheaper than paying him in gold for sure. Because in order to get the gold, I have to sell the beer. So it's like I have to brew it, then I have to sell it, then collect it, then pay him, right? So I'd rather just skip that and just pay him the beer directly is what I'm going for. Okay, this is the dragon. Hopefully it's got some good... it's not good quality. I was really hoping you would have good quality. But notice this. This ale didn't spend enough time in the barrel, resulting in a 10% penalty on its sales and a 40% penalty to fair price. This is unripe. It's not a good beer. However, if we store this in the cellar, and I'm going to have to brew it again. I'm going to brew the dragon again with somebody else. I was really hoping you'd do better than that, man. 9 is bad. Let's go with Benedictus. Although your drunkenness might affect you, but you're supposed to be sober. Let's try it with you. So we're going to put this in the barrel. And notice this has a separate bar. There's another progress bar here. This progress bar is an aging process. In this case, I need 60 days to age this. But once I age it, the unripe goes away and it gets replaced by another trait. And that trait gives it a bonus. It becomes better than it was before. So we need to wait for that to age in the cellar now. So there's a positive to that. They may think, well, how come this one can do it, but this one can't? It's because of that strength. It's so high. If you go over 6, you can do this. And then it comes down. That strength comes down, and you end up getting the trait when it comes down. Depending on how far over 6 you go, is going to determine how long it has to age. All right. So anyway, that's a thing you can do, and we'll see how that effect plays out as we go. And hello, let's clean this room, please. Also, didn't I get the tapestry? I thought I did. Didn't I get that? I don't know. I can't see the room. I want to see how beautiful the room is. So lighting is good, 86. Room leader's at 21. That's going to get modified by the furniture, plus 75 comfort. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's a limit to how much comfort I can put here. Plus 85 comfort on that one. I don't know. Let's see. How did you do? Come on. Well, the Dragon 2 is better than the first Dragon. So I guess there's that. But again, it's unripe because it's too strong. We're going to have to store it in the cellar first. Okay. So we got 2 dragons. That's fine. Next brew, I think we're going to do the Malsdorf Blonde. We're spending a lot of money, not getting a lot back, right? So let's do the Malsdorf Blonde. We'll have Amadeus do that, although your drunkenness is good. You're fine. It's 118 gold for that, so hopefully we can make some good money with that one. And we just got another payment in from town, from selling thing. That's good. Of course, on the left side of the screen, you'll see our progress with the bandits, so you'll see just how much they appreciate it. It's always on the screen for us to be able to see it. Come on, clean that room. Clean the room, clean the room. What else? I think maybe this room could use something. This room could use a little something. That's fine. All right, here's another contract. They want a blonde ale, 30. Doesn't matter what quality. We have this, and it's actually getting close to expiring, so I want to actually do this. So I'm going to say I'm willing to let go of it for like a high chance. Let's go 75. Wow, you guys really suck. They wouldn't negotiate at all. Okay, the terrible I'm going to throw into town because it's going to expire on me anyway. I don't want it to do that, so we're just going to send it into town. The Malsdorf Blonde comes in at a 29. That's very good. And we want to sell that to here. So this is a contract that we want to do, not to any specific place. So we're going to hold down his icon, and that's going to send that specifically to his contract. Now we need a light ale that has flavor of 3 and Groot. We probably should have been doing this. I could have been doing this part later or before, but it's fine. So light ale requires these 2 ingredients, but it also wants to incorporate Groot. So we did that. Next, the flavor needs to be... Come on now. Hold on. The flavor needs to be a 3. So that's this. I need this to be a 3. So to get that to a 3, we're going to put the pale malt. Standard yeast will bring that down. I don't want to do that. I could add Groot and then another pale malt, maybe. No, this is sloppy. I don't want to add more of it than I have to. I mean, I want to keep the ingredients in check here, but I could add a brown malt. That actually does the effects I'm looking for. I'm not sure how expensive that is, but it does what I'm wanting it to do. Like, I just do this, right? And now it's at 3. Now, of course, I have to adjust other things, but the other things are things I could potentially adjust easier. I guess maybe not, because I have to... Yeah, because it adjusts it too much. I'm going to have to bring it back down, and I can't do that without taking out ingredients. So the brown malt's not going to work here either. All right, well, in that case, we need to bring... Maybe I don't need to bring the color up. Maybe I leave the color red. I don't know. Maybe that'll be okay. It has a quality requirement of 10, so as long as I go over 10 on the quality, it's okay, right? So maybe we do that. Maybe I hit brown malt in here just like this. We call it good. I don't know how expensive brown malt is. Is there a way I can see what the ingredients cost? Because I don't see that in here, unless it's not listing that in this. So I'm not sure, but I think brown malt's probably more expensive than pale malt. So we'll use the pale malt instead. We want to get it to, yeah, there. And now the strength is too high. But I got this, but I just used a lot of pale malt to do it. And it's just like, I don't want to use that much pale malt to do it. It's kind of crazy. It's going to be a very expensive beer. We're only going to sell it to these guys, though. That's it. Does everything else have to be in the green? No, it just has to be over 10 quality. Okay. Well, I mean, it's going to be too strong, and your flavor is 3. That's what you wanted. It's just too strong, and I can't bring the strength down without adding yeast, which is going to throw off this balance. Although, hang on. Now, if I hit this, that brings that down. And then if I add another Groot, it's going to brings color into the red. No, that's not what I want to do. We're just going to sell it like this. This is okay right here. Except I need Groot. I have to have Groot because that's the requirement. And that's what throws off the balance. Yeah, that throws off the balance. All right, bring the pale malt back down. Bring the standard yeast out. Put this back. Put this back the way it was. This is just going to be the way it is. It fits all the requirements as long as we brew it to 10 quality. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll try this. It's not going to be great, but we'll see what we can do. We'll have Amadeus try this. And we'll call this the Malsdorf Light. Again, very uncreative. I don't foresee having a lot of sales with that beer. But, you know, you never know. You never know. The Malsdorf Blonde actually turned out quite good. And it doesn't take a lot of money to make, right? It's 118. So we could actually keep selling this, honestly. The Malsdorf Blonde is okay. So let's go ahead and brew that some more while we're waiting for the other recipe to kick in. And then on the research side of things, we can now get your ale or your life right here. Let's just do that. It's a lot of points, but it's worth it. So now, when we go to bribe the bandits, we can give them stuff here. And, like, they'll take the dragon. Even though it's unripe, they'll take it right now. And they'll give plus 30 influence for every 10 liters we do. I mean, that's huge. Because I can't really sell that right now anyway. So that's nice. So we can now give them beer instead of gold. So now I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably brew stuff that's cheap for them and then just keep sending them that. So we need some old ale for Hopfendorf. This is a contract. And some old ale from Hopfendorf that's 5+ quality. And they need 50 liters of it. We can make that happen. I'm going to want a little more, though. 50 liters of it. Let's say for 160. Okay. So we need an old ale at 10+ quality. I mean, isn't that the dragon too? It's 18. I could just give them this. It's unripe though. But it doesn't matter because I'm not taking a penalty on sales or a penalty of fair price. I'm not taking those penalties because it's a contract. So I could just give it to them. And it's okay. How much is this? It's 50 liters of it. Yeah. So let's we'll sell that to these guys with the unripe trait, and there's still 50 liters left, right? So now there's 50 liters left of this that can continue to sit here and age. But, you know, yeah. I'm almost done with keeping my fermentines sober for 14 days. They are not as happy as you might imagine them to be. They're actually now depressed. They hate being sober. So as soon as I turn them loose and let them have beer again, they're probably going to be walking around drunk again, but at least I'll get the money. There it is. Good. And now their working speed is up for 30 days. So now I can come over. I don't want them to have the unripe stuff though. This stuff, we can do this. Let's put this in the cellar. Okay. And then we'll brew another one. Let's get the Malsdorf Light, which we just made this for. We'll brew that. It's only 88. It's actually quite cheap. And then this will be what we can drink. So now everybody can, it's instantly down. 12 liters of it is just gone right away. It comes in pints. Yeah, does it? Go ahead, get it. Immediately. They're just all over it. Okay, so for other aesthetics, trash can would be good. This reduces how much litter builds up in rooms. So we're gonna grab that. That actually has an effect. And I can place this, for example, like, I guess I just place it in this room so it'll build up slower there. This room, we can build it slower there, build up slower there, etc. Can't do it in that room. There's no room for it. There's one space left there, so I'll put that there. So at least now litter will build up slower in these rooms. There is that. Let's just kind of refill all these candles because they're probably getting low by now. I mean, you don't have to do the candles very, like, super often, but, you know, you kind of start to see that the lighting in these areas is getting lower, and you just gotta, you know, just go do it. All right, so we have the Malsdorf Blonde. We could give that to some of these guys. So maybe we'll switch you to the Malsdorf Blonde. This is actually less effective than this. That's interesting. So the Dragon 2 is actually better, right, than the Dragon 1. I thought 2 was a better quality. 18 and 9. Yeah, so why don't we give you some of the Dragon 1 since it's more effective? I'll give you 30 liters of it. Nope. It's going to put you maxed out. Let's just give you 20 liters of it. And it puts you way up here, which is pretty good. I like that. We pay them in ale, and now they're just, like, keeping them bribed and keeping them happy for a long time. More old ale required. 12 plus quality, so it has to be Dragon 2 if I'm going to do it. Or I just brew something different. But they're willing to pay quite a bit for it. 70 liters of it. Let's see if we can negotiate a higher price. How about we go 300? They won't do it. I'm too greedy. It's fine. I would have made them a whole new recipe if they would have done it, though. This is going to be called the Old Man. And the Old Man, I'm going to try to just have an old ale that uses as few ingredients as possible and puts it all in the green. I don't exactly know what that is going to entail, but we're going to try it. So let's get pale malt by 2. Yes, by 2. And then the brown malt. So, I mean, I don't know if that's as cheap as I can make it, but it puts everything in the green for an old ale. So I want to see what this ends up being. And you know what? You're in the best mood for it. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to call this the Old Man. It's spelled correctly, of course. There. That's the Old Man. All right. We'll see how well that turns out as a recipe anyway. Meanwhile, our stuff is still aging. Our people can drink from that barrel. Everything seems good. And the light ale is done now. This is the Malsdorf Light. It needs to be over 10, which we did. It got there. Good. So now we take it and give it to him. And with that, we'll now be able to sell, once he's done and he pays us, we'll be able to sell to Malsdorf now. And we can see their market demands and stuff too because of research. So we'll be able to see kind of what kinds of stuff they like, and we can brew things that they like. Let's get less water. Basically, less water, yeah. Let's get some less water brewed. Why not? There we go. And we are done. Congratulations, your maltiness. Your majestic ales clearly deserve the right to be sold in the settlement of Malsdorf. We will be looking for your help to alleviate the lives of our hardworking citizens. Hush now, the citizen is thirsty. So a hamlet mostly famous thanks to Jorg, the Burgermeister, who is 97 years old, but can still drink up to 7 liters of ale a day. Population, predominantly sheep. Okay. They like light ale. That's their style of interest currently. That can change over time, but that's their style that they like right now. So if I go back to the map, we can now see that we have 2 towns to sell to, both of which like light ale, but blonde ale and old ale kind of work for Hopfendorf right now. We can probably get these guys interested in more things, but right now the seasonal trend is light ale too. So we should be constantly brewing light ale, essentially. We should be brewing a lot of it. And then we let these things, age for a while, and, when conditions change, then we go ahead and sell it there too, right? It's all good. So we'll just keep brewing, keep making new recipes, keep researching. I think these guys are getting depressed, so I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of the way. Remove him for a while, just to kind of let him have a break. Remove you too, let you have a break. And we'll get Mencenius in here, and I think you are Hildegard. We'll put Ira in here. You are Hildegard, right? Yeah. All right, good. And then you are Mencenius. I think you actually were the one that was just doing it. Yeah, you are. I'm gonna put you off of this. We'll put Benedictus. I think is a good brew. I mean, they're both good brewers. I just want somebody doing research points at all times. So we'll get somebody on there, and she's not happy. This room looks like a pigsty. Well, I mean, it's not that bad. Come on now. The cleanliness is 90. No, it's okay. There's 29% litter in here somehow. I don't see it, but I guess. Sure. Maybe I'm not sure. Everything is so messy though. I do need to clean places. Okay, less water 3 is 20. 20 quality is good. We'll send it to Malsdorf, and then we'll brew it again. Just keep building. Just keep brewing the light ale and selling it. It's 94 coin for this, so it's pretty cheap. So we can make a decent profit with it. And we have more fermenting candidates available for hire too, but we don't need to hire anybody just yet. In fact, I can't. I'm limited to 6 anyway. Although, if I was to build another dorm here, I would probably be able to have more. Although there's room for 8 beds here, so I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. Maybe they'll level up my monastery pretty soon. That'd be nice to see a level up. And of course, our beer arrives in town because the bandits are perfectly happy. They're still at 200. Wow. Yeah, so it's much more effective to give them beer than food. So than gold. So definitely want to unlock that as soon as you can. And a mug shelf. There's never a mug in reach when you need one unless you have a shelf full of mugs in your brewery. Right. This is going to add quality to... Adds the randomly generated result of ale quality. Okay, so we want to put that in where we're brewing. And then anything that really aids to the quality increases the maximum quality out. All this is good. Yeah, this is an archive cabinet. Goes in the library. Okay. Bookshelf adds to traits probability. Maximum quality increases. Yes, all those things are good. So we want to do all of these things. So in the library, we want a bookshelf. Place that over here. And then the archive cabinet can go in here too, I suppose. Stick that in there. And then over in the brewery, we want the mugs. Put that there. And then this less water, we're going to send it to Hopfendorf. We can actually get more for it in Malsdorf, though. But I'm not selling in Malsdorf right now, so we'll just up the price to 28 for them, too. There we go. And then again, we'll do the same thing. This Malsdorf Light is actually a better brew, I think. I think it costs more to make, though. Let's see. I forget. No, it's cheaper. We should be doing that instead. So it's a better brew, and it's cheaper. That's just better. We should just do that. Malsdorf has some good ideas, I guess. But yeah, we added the mug shelves in here, so that's going to help the quality. I don't know if it stacks. I'll put 2 in there. That's fine. But I only have 97 gold left right now, so I got to watch that budget. Watch the money. Because there it goes. Never mind. We just sold. Yeah. 116 liters of ale sold for 388 florins. All right. Very good. Well, you guys, I think this has been a wonderful episode too. It's a short little thing. Easy little game. in the next video, probably this event goes away because the heat wave is still happening right now, by the way. This heat wave is taking forever. Probably our monastery is eligible for an upgrade next video. I hope, anyway, because that's got to be coming. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.